behind these hymns, and I tell you, they just mean so much to us. You see there on page 63 for you folks in the house, what a day that will be. Jim Hill, his name is on the left and the right. Now, it's very possible, I couldn't for sure verify this, this might be the only song that he ever wrote, maybe. I got that from one site, but I like to verify by several different sites. But he was born way back in 1930. 2018 is when he went on to be with the Lord. And this song has just a wonderful message behind it, and wonderful circumstances that led to it, though they didn't seem wonderful to Mr. Hill at the time. Mr. Hill sang for the Stamps Quartet. That was J.D. Sumner and the Stamps. They backed, I think, Elvis Presley at one time. But he also sang for some other well-known groups as well, such as the Statesman Quartet, and this was back in the 1950s. This song, I'm pretty sure, was written in 55, so it's not quite as old as many of the hymns that we sing, but it was not written while touring and singing. Its inspiration began when an orphan girl came to Mr. Hill's Baptist church to sing. She finished one of her selections by saying these words, "What a day that will be." Well, apparently those words found a place in the heart of Mr. Hill, because he kept that in his mind for a long time, but really something very tragic happened that brought those words back to his memory. Because the immediate inspiration of the song happened when Mr. Hill's mother-in-law, at the young age of 50, suffered a debilitating stroke that left her practically an invalid again about 50 years of age, and this stroke even left her paralyzed. And so with all of these things happening, and from what I gather, Mr. Hill was a new Christian at the time, and he struggled to comprehend why such a terrible thing would happen to such a kind and devout woman as his mother-in-law. And one day, while reflecting on his mother-in-law's suffering and the trials she faced, Hill found himself on his porch, and the words of the hymn began to flow into his mind. He felt compelled to put his thoughts and feelings into words, and unsure of the quality, he decided to share it with his family. And on their next visit to visit his mother-in-law, Hill, his wife, and his sister-in-law sang the new hymn all the way to her home. When they arrived, they sang it again, and miraculously, for the first time in 3 years, Mr. Hill's mother-in-law smiled and showed signs of joy and excitement. Now, to Mr. Hill, the reaction was a divine confirmation that his song was blessed by the Lord. What a day that will be has since become an anthem of encouragement and hope for countless people, resonating deeply with its message of a future without sorrow, pain, or death. The hymn draws on the comforting promise found in Revelation 21 and verse 4. It says, "And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. There shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying. Neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away." So why don't we, with that in mind of how suffering can bring about such an anthem that we'll call it. So I'll let you remain seated, but let's sing this wonderful old song. But while we're singing it, let's think about it. You know, Mr. Hill now, he was singing about faith then. He's in glory now. It's sight to him now, this place called heaven.
Was that in 1955?
I think.
Well, this Jim Hill, same one I know.
Okay.
Church of Christ preacher in Buchanan County.
I don't know. Now, that's a good question.
The Jim Hill I know.
Uh-huh.
That's his name.
Okay, could be. Not sure.
Well, his name is Jim Hill. He's Church of Christ preacher.
Okay.
Sang on TV.
Okay.
TV something.
Okay. I know who you're talking about. I'm not sure. That's a good question. I wish I'd had the answer, but that's interesting. Brother Stacy, for you folks online, was saying he knew a Jim Hill from over in the coalfields that was a preacher, and could be the same one. We're not sure. But at any rate, this gentleman went to heaven in 2018, so don't know, might be. So let's sing it. It's on page 63, What a Day That Will Be. There is coming coming a day when no heartache shall come, no more clouds in the sky, no more tears to dim the eye. All is peace forevermore on that happy golden shore. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day that will be when my Jesus I shall see, and I look upon his face, the one who saved me by his grace. When he takes me by the hand and leads me to the promised land. What a day, glorious day that will be. There'll be no sorrow there, no more burdens to bear, no more sickness nor pain, no more parting over there, and forever I will be with the one who died for me. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day that will be when my Jesus I shall see, and I look upon his face, the one who saved me by his grace. When he takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land. What a day, glorious day that will be.